America clearly has an obesity problem going on. We've got more than 30% of the population classified as overweight or obese. One tool that a lot of professionals are touting as an obesity killer is walking. It's pretty easy. It seems to be pretty accessible to most people, but is walking really the key to helping America end its obesity epidemic? One man, me, this man talking to you right now, wanted to test this hypothesis personally to see if walking was truly the cure to the weight problems that we're dealing with. In 2023, I walked 4,541,520 steps. And I want to talk to you about my experience and whether or not walking made me a Greek god. Spoiler alert, if you're looking at me, clearly, walking did not turn me into a Greek god, but it was very beneficial for me. I walked an average of 12,000 steps a month. Going into the year 2023, I knew that I wanted to maintain my weight as much as possible. Little bit of background, I had just finished a 70-pound weight loss journey over the previous, I think it was 18 months, and I was feeling really run down with the process of dieting, tracking my macros. I needed something that was gonna be a no-brainer to help me stay at the weight that I wanted to. There is nothing as mindless as walking around. So I had read a couple studies talking about the benefits of walking in terms of weight control, in terms of mood control, and I decided to give it a shot. The goal was we were gonna do 13,000 steps a day, and we were going to see if that allowed me to eat at what I thought was maintenance, but still maintain my weight. For the first 3 months of the year, things were going swimmingly. I was averaging higher than what I wanted to in terms of walking. I think I was averaging 14,000 steps in January, February, and March, and my weight was staying very stable. I was eating to the point where I didn't think about food. And if you've ever been a dieter or you've ever been in a calorie deficit, you know maintenance is really when you don't have that craving and that hunger all the time. That's where I was at. For me personally, I think that was probably a little bit higher than what my actual maintenance calories were, but I was getting away with it because I was walking this much. Now, the first question comes up, was it really the walking that was doing it? Couldn't I have just created that same energy balance doing something different? Absolutely. I think the first myth we need to dispel about this walking craze helping you lose weight or stay fit is that walking is just another form of exercise. Walking is another form of energy expenditure. If I had woken up and done 30 minutes on the rowing machine or on the bike, or I had done high interval training, I most likely would have experienced the same amount of weight stability that I did from just walking. So no, it is not the fact that I'm walking that's helping me lose weight. It is the fact that I am moving, that I am expending energy and keeping myself in an energy balance. Do not fall for the trap that walking specifically, the act of taking steps, is going to melt fat off of you. That is not the case. Walking is an incredibly easy, low impact form of movement most people can utilize to keep an energy balance or to get into an energy deficit, but it is not the act of walking that does it, if that makes sense. As the year went on, my weight started to creep up a little bit, even though I was still averaging between 13 and 14,000 steps a day. I was subconsciously or maybe consciously compensating for the amount of movement that I was doing by eating more food, thinking that, oh, I'm moving a ton, my weight was staying same, my maintenance calories are probably a little bit higher than I thought. Not so. And I gained about 10 to 15 pounds between the months of May to September, October. I will say that maintaining that amount of steps made my strength go through the roof. It wasn't a direct correlation, as we've talked about before. Just because I was walking, that didn't automatically improve my numbers on my squat, my bench, and my deadlift. What it did was allowed me to stay more loose throughout the week. So I wasn't going from high impact activity on a Monday when I had a training session to no activity on a Tuesday, getting sore, tight, whatever, having to come back in Wednesday, do an insane warm up, not really feel my best, not get the same amount of work done, and then repeat the process over and over again. Having that stable energy expenditure throughout the week allowed me to step into the gym and just feel a little bit more ready for the work that needed to be done. I didn't feel the nagging hip injuries or back pain. Honestly, my shoulders felt better, which maybe that's just placebo, I don't know. But the amount of movement that I was doing was allowing me to stay more stable in my energy expenditure throughout the week, which was pretty fantastic. And then as the year came to an end, I got a little bit lazy towards the Christmas season and my average steps dropped down to about 8,000 for that month. I wanted to kind of, see how bad it would get if I stopped walking, because I had seen the calorie balance when I was walking the amount that I was. I wanted to maintain the food level that I was eating and then drop the steps down a little bit, and the results were pretty predictable. We gained a pretty decent chunk of weight, and I think you can attribute that to a complete drop in movement from the lack of steps. Is walking going to be the cure to our obesity epidemic, if you want to call it that, to our problem with weight that we experience in this country and beyond? Maybe for some people. I don't think that you can drill this huge problem that has so many different factors, emotional, physical, food choice. There's just too many things to say, just go for a walk or average 7,000 steps a day, and that's gonna solve all of your problems. I also think that more people should be moving more, and I think that walking is an incredible way to do that. I will also say that the mental health benefits are beyond compare, I guess. I experienced so much more mental clarity, just mood elevation from going for a walk. I think in that sense, it is not overhyped, but in the ability for it to solve our weight problem in this country, it's just another tool in the toolbox. I don't think you need to fall into the hype that walking is the best way for you to lose weight, but it is something that you can lean on when you want to start to increase your daily energy expenditure. So what has your experience been with walking? Are you a big walker? I want to hear in the comments. Let me know if you have a step goal, if you just try and walk when you're trying to de-stress. Let's get a dialogue going. Let's talk about walking down in the comments. If you want to learn a little bit more about structured exercise, you can click on this video right here, where you'll start to build some principles that will allow you to build your own workout routine in the gym. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It means a lot to me that you chose to watch my video. Subscribe to the channel, like, share it around, and I'll see you in the next one. Get strong and stay strong.